Tim and Tony podcast brings you
the Mild Manner Movie Review with your host, Tim
and Tony. On this week's episode, we will be talking about Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Are you good? Are you not entertained?
Cool party.
Great Scott! I have an army.
We have a Hulk.
People don't forget.
Welcome to Earth. I'll be back.
You play ball like a girl!
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
Fucking spectacular!
Intro works.
Yes, it does.
Although that's probably from the first one.
Have we done every movie that's part of the intro?
Probably not.
I don't think
I
so,
don't
but
think
we
so.
might have gotten
We've got a lot of them
handful
done.
yeah.
All right, so before we start the talking about Terminator 2, we'll talk about why we picked it. And I mean, we're a little late, but Terminator Dark Fate recently came out.
I think the weekend after.
Yeah.
So not terribly late.
Yeah. So, and I guess that's supposed to be a sequel to this one.
Yes. I think they pulled Halloween, where they just kind of like said
got rid of
everything
the
in the
rest.
middle is like not the true sequel, and then they picked up
Time travel, you could do that.
Yeah. No, you can't do it much easier. Also, we picked it because we only had Terminator 2 on Blu-ray.
Blu-ray, yes.
Didn't even have one
on DVD or
it's not streaming anywhere.
Yeah, so this was an easy choice.
It's free, so we definitely nailed that.
Do you remember the first time you saw this one?
Like most of these 80s movies, it had to be like we were watching TV on like a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and it came on, and I'm like, oh, what's this?
I do think I saw this one before the Terminator, though. I think I saw this one first.
You know, I think I did see them out of order as well, because then I'm like, wait a minute, there's another Terminator, but this already all happened? Like, time travel back in the 90s was a mess. Trying to figure that out.
Yeah, but I do remember the Terminator 2, or I don't remember that much, but I remember at least seeing it, the ride at Universal.
The ride?
Yes.
This is our Universal
Yeah,
I remember the ride.
And you remember something I don't remember about the ride.
Again, I was young. I for some reason, I remember a like intro or some part of where like Michael Jackson's there, and he's got like the red coat and the hat.
I'm just picturing like Back to the Future 2, and he pops up like the Michael Jackson looked like on the screen.
I don't know why. It must have been like a pre-show thing.
Yeah, I remember that
and
thing.
Even Googling it's didn't help me finding it. So if anyone else remembers Michael Jackson and the Terminator 2 ride at Universal, please let me know. Let me know I'm not crazy.
All right, let's move on. Let Tony think he's crazy for a little while.
Just a little bit longer.
And jump right into our first segment, a Tim and Tony review of Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Hold on to your butts.
This week, we will be talking about a cyborg, identical to the one who failed to kill Sarah Connor, who must now protect her teenage son, John Connor, from a more advanced and powerful cyborg.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty spot on.
Yeah.
I think it's you.
I think it's me, yeah. So, starting with my top 5, my honorable mentions is like the theme sound that they play throughout the DVD menu. Just the beat or the drum or whatever it is. Another honorable mention is that towards the end of the movie,
it's like the last 5 minutes.
It is the last scene actually, where Terminators can't self-terminate, so they can't destroy themselves or kill themselves, which I'm sure is part of the programming, but it was another smart move for like to wrap the story up of like, well, why would he kill himself?
Yeah.
It's like, well, he can't, so it gives you a reason for it. My number 5 is that it's James Cameron, so they use practical effects whenever possible. And I think I was reading that he says there's only like 40 or so CG shots in the movie.
It's mostly the
T-1000, yeah. Which makes sense because he's liquid.
Yeah.
Otherwise, that would be pretty hard to do. But yeah, just like all the practical, like the stunts and the driving and chase scenes and all that. Which leads right into my number 4 is all the chase scenes and everything they have, like when they're on the motorcycle and the truck through like the waterways.
Oh yeah, through like the what do you call that?
The LA thing that's in like GTA and all that stuff,
and a bunch of movies. Like,
just traveling down
through that. I want to say irrigation, but it's not. It's
technically
something like that, though.
Yeah,
I do like that. Although there's one, I think when they're driving, me and you both like, oh, that does not look good. They're not driving for real.
Oh yeah, well, it's once they break out Sarah Connor.
Yeah, and they're driving at night, and
you can tell they're in a car, but that's about the realest thing there.
Yeah.
The rest of the background is like just shaking around.
Mm-hmm. But the rest of the chase scenes though are great.
Yeah,
like what is it? Are they in the pickup truck? And he's in the giant thing that can kill him.
The liquid nitrogen
truck. Yeah. Or kind of kill him.
Yeah. My number 3 is is John explaining like why humans don't want to die. So it's kind of like or when he's telling them not to kill everyone.
Yeah.
He's like, well, it's a reason because people don't want to die, so they'll like fight for themselves and stuff like that. But like that whole conversation of him trying to explain, like, you don't have to just go and kill everybody.
Yeah.
And it takes him a while to get it, but
finally does.
Yeah. My number 2 is that John's got skills. So like being a teenage kid, just being able to walk up to an ATM and hack it and just take some money out. All his knowledge with like weapons and stuff like that.
Yeah, I like them explaining like, I grew up and this was normal.
That's part of it. It's like, okay, kid's been on the street, he could probably figure that out, but no, he explains it like, this is how I grew up, and I thought that was normal. So
until I went into normal.
Right.
It's very different.
And then my number 1 is that when the Terminator finally does figure out that you don't have to kill everyone, he just starts shooting everyone's kneecaps out, and he's even got the line like, he'll live.
He'll live.
But
when they're at Cyberdyne, he's just like unloading on
everybody,
all their
just
kneecaps.
Both kneecaps, and they're all going down. But yeah, it's just a twisted humor on it, but like saying like this is actually
the first time he shoots the kneecaps out.
And he explains, he'll live.
Oh, he'll live.
But that's it for my top 5.
So my honorable mention then, the intro. So like showing us,
okay, yeah.
like the future and him sending them back, and then I don't know, I like the way that they show. It's almost the same as the intro from 1 where he grabs the bike and the leather jacket, and then, but then this time we get, this time we get the T-1000 joining in, and I liked how they played it off like he was the good guy. He doesn't kill anybody in the beginning, and Arnold's just killing people left and right.
It makes you think right off the bat, like the twist at it.
My number 5 is teaching the Terminator. So like we talked about him teaching, but I like to add on to it, like him teaching him how to smile.
Oh,
it was great. And then teaching him all like the phrases, like to sound more human.
Yeah, no problemo.
No problem. Hasta la vista, baby. Number 4 is kind of like the whole climax, I guess, trying to kill Miles and then breaking into Cyberdyne. Like the Miles thing is real small, but I like how he like instantly was like, oh yeah, I probably shouldn't do this. Where most movies, they just like, this guy's like, no, I'm going to keep doing it.
Most movies are, it's either that or he'll be like, okay,
I don't believe you.
I'll have to destroy everything. And then like it cuts to him and his backup of everything. It's like, no, I will totally do it.
Yeah, but I like them going there and just using the minigun and just everything. That whole scene's just awesome. Number 3 is the mall and motorcycle chase scene. So the same through the LA thing, but in the mall when he's got the thing of flowers, it's just funny.
And the T-1000 is just like pushing kids. Yeah,
shoves a kid's face. And And then chases them down on foot for a little bit.
Yeah.
Number 2 is the final fight with the T-1000. So in that steel mill, when you think that the liquid nitrogen is going to do the job, but then
you're like, oh, that totally makes sense.
Yeah, it's going to melt. Right, they're super hot. Where they're at. But then pushing them into the
shooting them
steel.
into it.
Shooting them into
or
it
to the yellow or the orange pool.
Yeah, the orange pool. Yeah,
which practically that would probably be the easiest way to do it. Is just have a pool, color it yellow, and add some steam.
Yeah, him pretending to be his mom, and then his mom being behind.
Yeah,
the T-1000's awesome. That whole last fight that was great, and then my favorite is it's actually on right now too. Is the escaping the asylum because it's mainly just Sarah Connor being a badass for most of it, and then
and then her freaking out,
when she sees Arnold.
She's like, not again.
Yeah, we're all gonna die. Run. And then it's got probably one of the most iconic scenes too, is when the T-1000 goes through the bars.
Yeah,
I think it's still on a lot of like DVD menus. Like they who is this? Universal, right?
I believe James Cameron does his own kind of stuff. I will look it up.
Yeah, because anytime you see one of those, any of their movies, you see that one scene every time.
They always show it off. Yeah, it's almost like one of those scenes where it's like, if you made that's top on everything. You're showing that, or if you're talking to people, you're like, yeah, I did that.
I did that. Yeah. But this whole scene's awesome though. Her breaking out.
Yeah. Let me scroll down the page. Detail. Carlco Pictures. No, I think it's just
his
TriStar or distributor.
Yeah, so maybe it's TriStar Movies then.
Columbia.
One of those two.
Actually, it looks like a bunch of. Universal did the Blu-rays and DVDs, but
so
the actual production is Carlco Pictures. So whoever.
Yeah, it's got to be if you get Universal movies.
Universal's the big one tied to it.
But those are my top 5.
Okay, a few problems with the movie. Mine's just in general, but like whenever you use like a teenage kid, it's like the whiny kid voice. It's mostly in the beginning. He gets better throughout the movie, but when he's just like, "Nah, man," he's got like a high pitched whiny voice when he's talking. It was just kind of annoying, but it's part of the movie, so it was just more of a funny nitpick of it.
Mm-hmm. So mine have to do with the trailers. First off, the teaser trailer. It's just them showing like the production of the T-800s.
Yeah.
And then we see Arnold, and he doesn't say anything, and then it cuts, and it like says like this summer or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you hear the line from the first one. It's like, "I'll be back." But like, why wouldn't you just get Arnold to say, "I'm back"? It would have been perfect.
Yeah, you're right. It just shows him. It's not.
It cuts he doesn't away from say him, anything. Yeah. It's clearly a cut from the line from the first movie. And then the other one is that the actual, like the full trailers, the two of them, don't hide the fact that Arnold was the good guy at the time.
No.
Or good guy this time.
Yeah.
Which they go like 15 minutes without showing that he is.
Exactly. So you still don't know, like with the knowledge from the first one, you're still like, oh,
he's
they
the
sent
bad
him
guy.
back again.
Like, and then because they never say who they sent back as the good guy, they just said Terminator was sent back.
Yeah,
and they sent someone else back to help. So you just figure that this guy wearing the cop uniform is trying to help.
Yeah, I think that's kind of why they played it off that way, and it worked for the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, but then the trailers already gave it away, so you knew that he was a bad guy. And then Arnold was good this time. But this is kind of a segue, but the reason I didn't see Terminator Genesis is because they gave away that ending in the trailer too.
That's all I remember about that movie. I don't.
It looked pretty decent up until they gave away the big plot point at the end, the biggest spoiler of the movie. Even the director was like, "Why did they do that?"
Because wasn't it
John Connor was a Terminator.
I thought that's what it was.
Or at least they like disguised the Terminator as John Connor. Right. Something.
One of those.
The guy that was playing John Connor, though, in the movie was a Terminator. Yeah. So that was the big surprise.
But everyone knew that going in.
Yeah, so that's why it did awful. I might have saw that movie I still might, but now I'm not going to pay for it.
Yeah. Only if it's absolutely free.
Yeah. But those are my complaints.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to some favorite quotes from the movie. My first one is when Sarah's in the asylum still, and she's up for parole or something, and then she's acting all good, and then he's like, "No, I think you're just telling me what you want to hear." And she's like, "Well, okay," and then she kind of like goes off on him, and then she's explaining it and like how everything ends and Judgment Day and all that. And she's screaming and she goes, "Everyone not wearing 2 million sunblock is gonna burn."
It's gonna burn.
Like, you don't understand what's coming. So for being like a action drama-ish, there's still some comedy laced throughout it. My second one is kind of in the middle when in the beginning. John's like, "You were going to kill that guy." And Arnold's like, "Of course, I'm a Terminator."
Terminator.
That's my job. And then towards the end of the movie, when they're all in Cyberdyne, and then like the police are surrounding them.
Oh yeah. Someone goes, "How many did they send?"
Yeah. Or like, "We've got company" or something. One of those lines. And they're like,
"Or the police are here."
The police are here, yeah. And then Sarah asks, "How many?" And John's like, "All of them, I think." And there's like this little teenager like, "Oh, all of them, I think." But yeah, they played it off like, "Oh, they just send even one of the cops I think was like, send everyone.
Send everybody. Send everyone. Yeah. He does yell that when he calls the cops.
Send everybody.
All right. I'm going to switch these up. My three quotes. First one's going to be Arnold at the end when his arm's ripped off, and I think they just killed the 1,000.
Yeah.
"I need a vacation." This is like one of those things that John probably taught him to say.
Yeah,
there's no way the Terminator would have said that. Number two is when the Terminator looks at Sarah Connor in the asylum and puts his hand down and says, "Come with me if you want to live." So that's the exact same thing Reese said to her when that Terminator was after her. So I like that callback to that.
I was going to say, they did do callbacks in this, but like in the 80s or 90s callback way where it's like it makes sense and it mirrors scenes from previous ones.
Yeah. Then my first one is early in the film when John's on the phone with his foster mom and she's like being super nice to him, and then he grabs the phone and what does he do? The Woofy thing?
Yeah,
what's the dog's name?
Max.
And he goes, "How's Woofy?" And he goes, "Oh, he's great," or something happened, and he's like, he hangs up the phone. "Your foster parents are dead." And John's like, "What? What are you talking about?"
He says in the most straight deadpan way. Where it's like a not funny moment, but it's just hilarious
the way he does it. It's funny. But those are my favorite quotes.
Okay, let's move on to some TNT trivia about the movie, starting with Who Am I?
Truth is, I am Iron Man.
I'm Spartacus! I'm Spartacus.
I'm Batman.
I'm Wayne Brady Benz!
I am your father.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am Batman.
I am the Clit Commander.
I am Groot.
Yes, I'm Batman.
I'm rich, guys.
Okay. It's me first, and I didn't pick Who Am I yet. I I'm loading up my IMDb. I like to talk through what I'm doing so people know how I work. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Okay, my actor is known for Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Wayne's World, The Faculty, and topical, but Charlie's Angels Full Throttle.
Robert Patrick.
Yes. Yes, I am Robert Patrick.
The T-1000.
Yes.
Was it? Wait, it was Wayne's World was one of them?
Yeah.
Wayne's World 2? Yeah.
I just said Wayne's World.
It does? I thought it was 2 because he even has the John Connor photo.
Well, part of my trivia is he has played the same character, T-1000, in 3 movies: Terminator 2, Wayne's World, and The Last Action Hero. So it's kind of like a DC. If you're cast in one, you're just cast throughout. He also has the distinction of being the only actor killed on screen by all 3 of the Planet Hollywood founders. Bruce Willis in Die Hard 2. Sylvester Stallone in Copland, and Arnold. Which that's actually pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
And my last trivia is that the appearance of character Dale Gribble from the animated series King of the Hill is based on Patrick.
That's also a good one. All right. My Who Am I?
I'm screwed.
First one is Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Robo.
Second one, Aliens. Third one, Titanic. And the fourth one, Avatar.
It's oh boy.
I think I got you.
I think you probably did. You get me every time.
I think you're thinking too hard.
Probably. It's well, it's not Arnold.
No.
I don't believe it's Linda Hamilton.
No.
My other guess would have been Edward Furlong, but I don't think that's right either.
No, that's not right.
Is it the... No, it's not the guy I said because
Terminator 2, Aliens, Titanic, Avatar.
Oh, you're absolutely right. I stopped listening. Okay. No, I didn't stop listening, but I was like, who could this possibly be? Okay. You are James Cameron.
Yes, that is correct.
Another good one.
Yes. His first wife, Sharon Williams, got just $1,200 from Cameron in their divorce settlement.
Oh, she messed up big time.
I didn't check to see what. I'm guessing it was way before any of this.
I would imagine, but still, she's got to be hating herself now.
And then I thought this one was cool. He's the first director to film both a $100 million movie, which was this one, Terminator 2, and a $200 million movie, Titanic.
Like budget-wise?
Yeah.
That's cool. He is one of those that's just been like pushing everything.
Yeah.
Let's see, where is it? Now for some random facts about the movie. Actually, I'm going to start with Terminator 1 because we wrote down facts for either one.
Which one?
So my Terminator fact is prior to filming, Arnold Schwarzenegger spent weeks learning to reassemble, dismantle, reload, and fire every weapon used in the film without looking at the weapon. The result was a more robotic feel towards weapon handling, which added to the eeriness of his performance.
Yeah, and I guess I forgot what magazine, which usually rips on people for the way they use guns.
It was like an army or
they wrote like
military magazine.
They usually rip on people, but I guess they gave him like a great review on the way he did it.
And then my Terminator 2 facts. The first one is that until the Bourne Ultimatum and Mad Max Fury Road, This was the only sequel to win an Academy Award when the previous installment received no nominations. Because usually sequels are worse.
Yeah, yeah.
My second one is that the game that John plays in the Galleria is Missile Command, or in the arcade.
Yeah.
You protect your base by blowing up incoming missiles. Skynet's original intention was to be a missile defense system, much like the game Missile Command. And my third one is that Cameron shot the movie with two colors used as lighting and filtering, orange and blue. Orange was the color of humanity, while blue was the color of machines. This was brought to a head in the Steel Mill finale, where humanity, and a humanized Terminator, makes its final stand against the machines. The orange tone hues. I have my cursor there, so look. The orange hues of the molten steel, which would destroy the machines, was filmed opposite of the cold blue of the machinery around it.
Cool.
Also, liquid nitrogen is blue.
Yeah, right.
And funny, like, I think it was when I was looking up the trivia, but it was either Wired or Variety or one of those had like a thing where they had the lighting director, or they had the cinematographer or whatever for Joker was like, he was talking about what he does, and they would talk to a lot about like lighting colors and how they use opposites and stuff. So I was like, oh, this makes sense. It's relevant.
That's cool.
But yeah, those are my random facts about the movie.
All right, mine. I'll start with my one Terminator one. Prior to being cast as a Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger watched Westworld and was in the 1973 one. He's not an actual time traveler.
Yeah, James Cameron is tricky.
And was amazed by Yul Brynner's performance as a robot in the film. During their first meeting, Schwarzenegger talked to James Cameron about how the Terminator should be played, and that whoever plays it shouldn't act more like a machine, but be a machine. This convinced Cameron to cast Schwarzenegger as the Terminator.
Which I like that, because that kind of filters in with mine. Like, just he learned the weapon so much, so it's like a machine just going through everything. Exactly.
Then my Terminator 2. This is the only Terminator film to win or be nominated for an Oscar. It won 4 out of the 6 it was nominated for. So going off of yours as well. Number 2, given that Arnold Schwarzenegger's $15 million salary, Arnold Schwarzenegger's $15 million salary and his total of 700 words of dialogue, he was paid $21.5 thousand per word. Hasta la Vista Baby cost $85,000.
Which is crazy.
Yeah. And then this movie held the world record for highest opening weekend gross for an R-rated film with $52 million until The Matrix Reloaded in 2003. So held it for 12 years.
Yeah. And then I think Matrix held it for...
Until Deadpool. 2016. Yeah. So 13 years. Yeah. So, and then Deadpool didn't hold it long.
No, because then I think it was...
Did Deadpool 2 beat it? That was PG-13.
Yes, you're right.
Joker beat it, Logan. I know, but did Logan beat it?
I don't know
after?
I don't know if Logan didn't beat it.
Logan was before Deadpool. Oh, no, it was.
No, I think it was after. It was Deadpool and then Logan.
Yeah. It could have beat it. I don't remember if it beat it.
I know
that Joker
it did
won,
well.
though.
Yes, Joker's
beat winning now.
Joker's almost at $1 billion, so
yeah.
I definitely think they're winning.
But those are my random facts.
Any final thoughts about the movie?
Anything
we missed?
We didn't watch half of what's on the Blu-ray special edition.
Also, we didn't watch the extra 16.
We did.
We did?
Yeah.
What were...
I couldn't tell you.
I was going to say
16 minutes.
The extra...
But we watched the extra.
Because I thought that's what we picked. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know what the extra
small
stuff...
things here and there
right,
that you would
that
never
added
notice.
Up
yeah.
But I mean, yeah, we pretty much brushed over the entire.
I think you could watch it like 6 different ways. There's like 3 different commentaries. And then they have like trivia and
While
I
was watching the movie, there's
they show like the what's it called, storyboards for one of them. There was a bunch on this Blu-ray that we didn't even touch.
We saw it, but we didn't even get to it.
Yeah. So it'd be interesting to go back and watch it with all that stuff now.
Yeah, with all like the trivia and extra facts about it, and then them talking over it.
Yeah.
The whole scene in the desert, I guess, because that's from the first one, the area, right? When she's like out in the desert.
I don't remember.
Yeah, see, I haven't seen one in a while.
I just remember the first one being real dark.
Yeah,
and I remember the police station scene where Arnold goes in there and kills them all.
Yeah, like that scene where that's where we get like where John like grew up on all this stuff and he's familiar with it all.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's
other
than that, I think we pretty much hit most of it. Yeah.
I'll think of something later.
Yeah, absolutely. It's always how it happens. And I go first.
Next up, we'll pretend like we're in charge and recast the movie. And we'll take our guesses at the themes.
Yes. So, as I've been putting in the description, it's a themed recasting. So, and I'll go in order this time.
Oh.
If I can get my notes out here. Okay. So, for the Terminator, I'm going to go with Christian Bale.
Okay.
For Sarah Connor, I'm going with Helena Bonham Carter.
Okay.
For Kyle Reese, I'm going with Bill Paxton. Even though that's kind of hard now, but...
Yeah, that's impossible now.
Well,
it is. Unless it's going to get real dark.
Well, they're kind of... Later we could bring it up, but like during your Western thing, they're bringing back... That one movie's bringing back James Dean.
Oh, yeah.
Which people are not happy about. Also, I was going to use... I'll say it after. For young John Connor, I went with Jonathan Taylor Thomas. I was looking for a teenage kid.
Okay. I have a guess, but I don't think some of these are throwing me off.
Old John Connor, Zachary Levi.
Okay.
From
Chuck and
Shazam, yeah. For the T-1000, I kind of went in an opposite direction, but The Rock.
The Rock.
Or Dwayne The Rock Johnson, however you would like. For Dr. Silberman, J.K. Simmons.
Okay. I don't know where this is going. This theme.
For Miles Dyson, Sterling K. Brown.
Okay.
And for Todd, which is the foster father, right?
Yeah.
Okay. John C. Reilly.
That's a good one.
And I'll after we guess, I'll have some clarifications. And then Enrique Gabriel Luna. Yeah,
okay. He was in
Ghost Rider.
Oh, okay. Have they been in Terminator movies?
Is that your guess?
But like some of them are throwing me off because I don't think they have been. But yes, that's my guess.
Your guess. Okay, I would give you 50% credit because
James Cameron movies.
No. I started with
so
my main idea was people who have been in Terminator movies, but who are also Disney actors.
So they don't have to be. Or they
they were Terminator in a Terminator movie and in a Disney movie.
Okay.
And then for some people, I couldn't find anyone that I liked. So like Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
Was he in a Terminator movie?
No, he was he's a Disney kid.
Just a Disney. Okay. Who you got to play Sarah Connor?
Helena wasn't. She was in Genesis or Salvation.
Okay. She was in one of those two. Yeah, I know Bale was in Salvation.
Yes.
What was John C. Reilly in?
Funny enough, you said this. Like the first when that movie was coming out, I always mixed up him and the guy who plays him. The guy who plays the real John Connor in that movie. Was it like? It's like James or Jason Clarke. The guy who looks like John C. Reilly.
Yeah, okay.
I always mixed them two up, so that's why I picked him. But yeah, Gabriel Luna's the new Terminator.
Yeah. That's what kind of made me guess.
J.K. Simmons was also in a Terminator movie somewhere.
Probably 3.
I think it was 3. Zachary Levi is just a Disney guy. Zachary Levi and The Rock are just Disney guys. Okay. Same with Sterling K. Brown.
Okay.
So yeah, you were half right.
Half right. All right. Well, mine's super easy. You'll get it right away.
I hope so.
All right.
I usually say that, and then I take like 10 minutes to try and figure it out.
No, you got the last couple.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. One of them was a complete guess.
The music one.
The music one. I like
last week's movie was.
Joe's Child Actors was another one.
Yeah, that one took you a while, but you got it though. It took you a while to think about it, and then you just guessed it.
What was the last movie we did?
I don't know.
How do we not know
that? We did Dogma, and then
What We Do in the Shadows.
What We Do in the Shadows. I did. Oh, that one you didn't get. I did Switch, Vampires, and Wolves.
Yeah, you're right. So the other one was Dogma, I think. I'm pulling it up here just because I like to.
Well, I don't have. Oh, I have it in my hand. I recast it for those ones.
I was gonna say
Dogma was the music one. Wild West was child actors. The Dark Knight was Disney movies.
But no, there was one where I like the first person you said it. I'm like, oh, I think it's this, and I was right.
I think it was the Disney.
It might have been
because Zac Efron as Batman. I think you guessed it right away. That was the first one we did or at least I started writing it on a separate page.
Yeah.
All right, so this one, the Terminator. I'm gonna go with Dave Bautista.
Okay, I do have a guess already, but I'm gonna wait just in case.
You might have it already. Sarah Connor, Karen Gillan.
Oh, okay. So it's a little more specific now. I'm narrowing it in.
Kyle Reese, Lee Pace.
Oh, okay.
Young John Connor, Wyatt Olaf. He played Stanley in It.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll tell you who he played in my theme.
Okay, no, that's throwing me off, actually.
Old John Connor, Chris Pratt.
Okay, I'm right back in it now.
The T-1000, Vin Diesel.
Ooh, I like that.
Dr. Cyberman, Michael Rooker. Miles Dyson, Michael Rosenbaum.
Okay, see, now I'm glad I waited because... wait, who...
For who?
For what character?
Michael, Miles.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Todd, I went with Sean Gunn.
Okay.
And Enrique, Kurt Russell.
Okay, after that, I'm going to say Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Well, both.
Yeah. Okay.
Lee Pace wasn't in 2.
You're right.
Ronan. Yeah, I just did both, though.
Okay, so Guardians of the Galaxy characters.
Yeah.
Or actors.
Yeah, so Wyatt was young Star-Lord in the first one as well.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But that's my picks.
Oh, nice. I completely closed the thing. So that's why I've been trying to think and like load it back up. And now it's time for us to rank our top 5 Terminator movies. So I will go first. My honorable mention will be Terminator Genesis because I'm not sure if I've seen all of it. I know I've seen some of it. I was going to... No, actually, no. Because this is the one with Emilia Clarke, right?
Yeah.
Haven't seen it.
Rank of movies.
Honorable mention.
Honorable mention.
My number 5 is the Terminator ride at Universal Studios, which you could probably make an argument I haven't seen because I thought Michael Jackson was in it.
2 movies in a row. New record.
My number 4, Terminator 3. Number 3, Terminator Salvation. Number 2, The Terminator. And my number 1 is Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
All right. Mine, I only have 4. I haven't seen Genesis or Dark Fate.
And the new one's an honorable mention.
Yeah. But my honorable mention is Terminator Ride. the T2 ride. Only because it's kind of a movie, I guess. It's not long. But
it's like a 3D.
3D. You're
show,
sitting in a seat that moves and stuff. So I kind of counted
probably
it.
like the precursor to the 4D rides and stuff.
Yeah.
That
Number 4, Terminator. This is going to sound very familiar. Terminator 3. Number 3, Terminator Salvation. Number 2, The Terminator. And number 1, Terminator 2, Judgment Day.
Well, I mean, when the movies are in like a specific order almost, we will have very similar lists.
Yeah, Terminator 3 was too bright, and they just tried to do the same thing, but with an older John Connor.
Yeah.
Didn't work. I didn't mind Terminator Salvation for as much people don't like it.
Right.
I thought it was cool to see the future, actually, after Judgment Day.
Right, to get into that world and like why they would do whatever they did in the other ones.
And then was it Christian Bale was John Connor, and then who was they had like another Terminator that didn't know he was a human. What's that actor's name?
It's been a while. Jai Courtney was. I think that might be the other one I'm thinking of.
Was it him?
I think it was.
Sam Worthington.
That's the other guy that. Yes,
yeah, but
that guy.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought that was a cool twist on it, and it looks like they're kind of doing that in this new one.
Yeah,
like they're using some of the stuff they used in Salvation, which I think is kind of cool. So we'll see.
Right? Yeah, continuing from that, but also just kind of like nixing the full story of it.
But that's my rankings. For our last segment, let's talk about the Geek News.
Clark Kent's just a mild-mannered reporter.
He doesn't want to be famous, and I'll make him infamous.
General, haven't you ever heard of freedom of the press?
I'm not a cop. I'm a reporter.
Gossip, rumors, panic in the streets. We're lucky.
Vicky Vale. I'm intrigued by Alex's giant bat story, so I...
Right, the Batman.
Nobody cares about Clark Kent taking on the Batman.
It is not. I resent that. Slander is spoken. In print, it's libel.
The police won't help. The press has to do the right thing.
You serious?
All right, first up on the docket. I don't know. Are these both official, these first two? I think they are.
I think the second one is. But again, it's not like... I haven't really seen anything officially come out.
Yeah, but Colin Farrell is being looked at to be cast as the Penguin in the Batman. I like that. I like that they got a British person.
Yes, that actually makes
I had
more
a different
sense.
I had a different choice, but I'm fine that at least they're doing something different.
Right, I mean, they're not doing the DeVito one, which would be hard to do because it is Danny DeVito.
He's the only one that can do that.
Yeah.
Or they're not doing like Gotham.
Right, they're not copying straight from there.
Yeah. But I would like to see it be more like Arkham.
Right, it's almost like the Arkham and then I haven't played it, but I've seen like the Telltale games. Kind of like where he's like an old friend.
Yeah.
Like, kind of goes that route.
Yeah, I like it though. I like that him as Penguin.
Yep, and then the other one that we were talking about is that Andy Serkis is being looked at for Alfred, supposedly. Which,
yeah, I could see. I mean, I feel like Alfred is getting younger, like Aunt May.
The opposite. Oh yeah, no, not the opposite. Yeah,
the same. Michael Goad. Now we have Andy Serkis.
You have just created a new meme. Is what you have done.
I didn't know we wanted a younger Alfred,
but we're getting
it. Tim Gavin will like that. He'll appreciate that.
Oh, that is a really good one. I think we do all appreciate a younger Aunt May, but
yeah, but why? I don't know why
Alfred,
we need an Alfred.
Could go the other way.
Although, I mean, I don't know. I guess I liked how they did him in Gotham and made him more badass than he's ever been.
Right,
and
more
then you
like
have
taking
this
charge and
Pennyworth show, which I haven't seen yet, but like. I don't know. It seems like they're building off.
Yeah,
that.
They're building towards it.
That just adds to Batman's story.
Yeah, it adds.
That he was raised by this badass guy.
Right.
Yeah.
He wasn't just being looked after. He was like, be trained and taught and all that stuff.
Yeah, but I like it. Next up, we got the Bad Boys for Life trailer. Not much new in it. There's some funny lines, though, that they added.
I was say, you mean the Good Men?
The Good Men one, yeah. Yeah, what else? I mean, they mentioned High School Musical, which I thought was funny, and what's her name?
It's kind of like a Vanessa Hudgens.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a 22 Jump Street, but not like all the way, where they're making current jokes or current references to certain things, and it's working. Or it works for like the Bad Boys series.
It looks good, though. I want to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait. Also, after I watched the trailer, either one of the recommended videos or like someone posted on Twitter I think it's from Bad Boys 1, when the kid comes to take the daughter on a date. And they both two. Oh, it's two. And then they both hit the door.
I just got out. He's just like yelling. Got a gun and he's waving it around.
Like pointing it at
him. Yeah, that's two.
But also, we got the Invisible Man trailer.
So I wonder, because is it Blumhouse?
Yeah.
Were they? No, it was Lionsgate doing.
Lionsgate was
monster,
doing
or no, it was Universal's doing the monsters.
The Universal, the dark cinematic universe.
Because this would have been a cool one to add. This looks like a straight up horror though, which looks really good, like psychological horror almost.
And Blumhouse does they do them so perfectly, where they mix it being entertaining, but also having a good story and all that. So you're right. It looks. I'm sure some parts are going to be terrifying too.
Looks good though. With Elizabeth Moss leading it. I don't remember seeing. There was a few other faces that look familiar. Off the top of my head, couldn't tell you.
I think she's like the biggest name in it, which would be fine.
Yeah. Next up, the Banker trailer. I mean, the Banker trailer for Apple TV, which I could say we could just put Apple TV because there's C coming out. Which that show with Jason Momoa where they're all blind except for these kids.
Oh, yeah.
Looks crazy good.
The
Servant.
With, what's his face? The guy who plays Firestorm.
Fran. Oh, he's in that too?
I think so, yeah. Because when the trailer popped, he posted something about
and then the Banker has Samuel L. Jackson and...
Anthony Mackie and Nicholas Hoult.
Yes. I couldn't think of Mackie's name. That looks really good and based off a true story.
Yeah, so that's got the potential to be really good.
And there was one with the guy. Was it Toby? The guy who played Doctor Doom in the new Fantastic Four, but it's called The Servant. Their kid died, and they get like a baby, like a toy baby to take its. It's a super creepy one to take its place, and they get a nanny, and the nanny's really. I don't know. She's really into it. And he's like, my wife's not here. The doll's for her. He's like, it was the only thing that would bring her back. And the nanny's going crazy. It looks super creepy. But yeah, I don't know. I saw
all their shows.
This past week, I've seen 3 or 4 trailers.
They've been dropping them, I think, because Disney Plus comes out next week. Yeah. So they're like, all right, hey, we have one too.
We're making shows. The one with Jennifer Aniston and Reese Witherspoon about the news.
And the Morning Report, I think.
Something like that.
And Steve Carell.
Yes, and the guy from The League, Mark Duplass.
Oh, yeah. I think it is the Morning Report. The Morning Show or something.
Something like that, yeah.
One of those.
Yeah, they all look good. I don't want to get Apple TV.
I don't have anything Apple. I am a staunch opposer of the iPhone. I've always not liked it because it doesn't have a back button. I think just closing out of everything is absurd, and people are lunatics for having it. This is my welcome to my TED Talk about
not having back buttons.
So probably won't get Apple Plus or Apple Plus TV
or whatever.
Apple TV Plus, whatever.
Find it somewhere else. Stream it.
Illegally stream it. Or legally stream it. And then last up, we also have a trailer for Color Out of Space with Nicolas Cage.
I didn't know what it was about. I just saw Nicolas Cage and I clicked the link right away.
And it's weird. It's from the same director as the last
Mandy,
Odd movie.
Yeah,
the last Odd movie he did.
I haven't seen that one yet, but
I've heard it was pretty good, but it was like definitely
crazy
out
reviews.
there.
Yeah, and this one's based off a book, and I don't know, I could see the book being good.
The writer I recognize too, H.P. Lovecraft. Mm-hmm. I recognize that name. I'm not an avid reader, but I recognize that name. Yeah.
But yeah, it looks good. It looks also a lot of creepy movies,
right? Yeah, like
that have been coming out
right after Halloween. Yeah, and just in time for Christmas.
Just in time. Yeah, but before we wrap up the episode, we'll look ahead at what's coming up for Tim and Tony.
There's a lot.
Spoiler. Yeah. Episode 124. So for the next 6 episodes, 6 episodes, we'll be doing 6 different genres of movies. We each pick 3, and the first one's going to be drama, and that's Shawshank Redemption.
Yes. So I know a lot of people like that movie, so stay tuned for it.
Yes. The one after that, the next week is going to be a war movie. Then we're going to do a Western, a comedy, a horror, and end on a superhero movie.
Yep. So that's the next 6 or so weeks.
And then we'll have a final movie before our top 10 end of the year. End of the year and last episode.
Yes, which we still haven't. We're still deciding on.
Yes. But that's been our show. Hope you enjoyed it.
You can follow us on social media and our website, timandtonytalk.com. And remember, share this with your friends.
And make sure to join us next week for the Mile Manor movie review.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening. I'm Tim.
And I'm Tony, and we are the Dynamic Duo.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.